He's more prosperous than Jeff Bezos, yet you've never heard of him. That it actually occurred was unthinkable at the time, in the words of Gautam Adani, the likes of which are rarely heard these days. 2022 surpassed Jeff Bezos as the world's second wealthiest individual in a year when everyone else, including Elon Musk, lost billions. As a result, Gautam is now the fourth wealthiest man in the world, with a net worth of a staggering $129.6 billion, a whopping increase of $50 billion. Who then is this Gautam Adani? Where did he get all that cash from? What's more intriguing is how exactly he uses all of it. Where he got all his money from. When compared to other billionaires, Gautam Adani stands out. Well, tech and the internet are where billionaires like Bezos and Gates made their fortunes. Gautam amassed his wealth through the trading of commodities. Gautam Adani owns or controls 7 multi-billion-dollar companies that produce items we can't live without in modern society. Companies with a global presence that are publicly traded and provide services in the areas of power, coal, gas, renewable energy, electric grids, ports, and media. Indeed, he has not shown any signs of slowing down. In addition to having one of the world's largest ports and trying to acquire one of India's largest news organizations, he also owns more than 90% of the major airlines in the country. Now that we know where Gautam gets his billions, you're probably curious about how he spends them. The 3.4-acre residential property that Gautam Adani owns in the Luxe Delhi zone is one of his most prized possessions and is managed by Gautam Adani Properties. If you're familiar with India's political landscape, you'll know that Luxe is where the country's most influential people call home. As is typical of those at the top, Gautam is a man of mystery. However, word has it that inside the property's iron gates is a mansion with 7 bedrooms, 6 living rooms, and a dining room that can seat 20 people. Together, this beauty comprises a study area, 7,000 square feet of land for staff quarters, and several large trees. The property also comes with a lengthy history and storied past. The colonial office of the Secretary of State and Council for India was the original owner of the bungalow. The amount Gautam paid for the estate, however, will blow your mind. To the tune of $9 million. Yeah. The original valuation of the property was $123 million, but the company that owned it ran into legal problems and had to file for bankruptcy during the insolvency hearing. Gautam won the auction and purchased the house for an absurdly low price. House in Ahmedabad. Gautam has another house in his birthplace of Ahmedabad that he plans to turn into a museum. The home is conveniently located near the heart of the city and boasts many of the same amenities as Gautam's existing residence. In all directions, there are lush lawns and tall, sturdy trees. It is the primary residence of the billionaire, his wife, Priti Adani, their sons Karan and Jeet Adani, and daughter-in-law, Purity Karan Adani, and features multiple courtyards. The solar rooftop power plant is a standout feature of the building. Given his recent pledge to invest $70 billion into the green energy industry, it's not surprising that the business tycoon has chosen his own home to promote it. The Indian business mogul had a solar power plant built for his massive home, which supplies all of his household's energy needs. That solar panel has a peak output of 53.13 kilowatts, and it produces 250 units of electricity every day, which is enough to supply the needs of the residents during daylight hours. The billionaire takes his privacy very seriously, so the cost of his home is a closely guarded secret. Rough calculations using similar structures would have cost him a few $1 million, but for reasons I will soon reveal, that is not an option. Even if it were significantly more, it would be insignificant to the business magnate, certainly not as much as the billionaire spends on his exotic birds. Birds, in this case, refer to private aeroplanes, 3 of Adani's private jets. There's a Hawker Beechcraft 850 XP, a Legacy 650 from Embry Air, and a Bombardier Challenger 605. In 2000, he made the investment in a Bombardier Challenger 605. The cabin of this mid-sized corporate jet is larger than those of comparable aircraft, and it can comfortably seat 12 people. And it can cover about 7,400 kilometers in a single 8-hour burst of travel. 2 General Electric CF-34 3B engines power the plane, providing an impressive 8,729 pounds of thrust for any long-range flight. Inside the Challenger, speeds of up to 870 kilometers per hour are possible. The Challenger is equipped with state-of-the-art features like a LCD screen, a galley to make meals, free domestic Wi-Fi, and luggage storage space. Price-wise, this Canadian hunk of well-assembled metal costs the billionaire a cool $27 million up front and another $3 million a year in upkeep. Let's be honest, though, the man already has an even more impressive jet, the Embraer Legacy 650, so this won't even make a dent in his wealth. It's easy to see why this beautiful steel monster is Gautam's preferred mode of air travel. The plane's cabin is divided into 3 distinct areas, and it offers one of the quietest flying experiences available, with room for up to 14 passengers. The exterior is just as refined as the interior. 2 Rolls-Royce AE 3007 A2 engines provide thrust for the jet. They have a maximum speed of 850 kilometers per hour and can generate a thrust of 9,020 pounds. New ventral tanks, engines, and wings are just a few of the external differences between this model and its predecessor, the Legacy 600. Gautam's third and final installment will set you back $19 million. One common option is the Hawker Beechcraft 850 XP. If you're familiar with private jets, you may know that Indian billionaires Mukesh Ambani, Shiv Nadar, and Cyrus Poonawalla each own one. This aircraft, which was designed and built in the UK, is ideally suited to high altitude and high temperature conditions. The jet can climb to an altitude of 39,000 feet and uses less fuel than its forerunners. This must have appealed to Gautam's thriftiness. Up to 15 people can be comfortably accommodated inside. There are plenty of storage spaces, and there is enough headroom for tall passengers to stand up. The staggering price tag of $5 million is indicative of its high quality. His collection of high-end automobiles, the most expensive and rare automobiles in the world, can be found in Gautam Adani's collection. His flashy BMW 7 Series is hard to miss. It's one of the most elegant cars in Adani's fleet, and yet it's surprisingly affordable. The price of this certified chief executive officer (CEO) German machine ranges from $86,000 to $150,000. Incredibly stylish and functional, a V12 engine provides the muscle for the BMW 7. That, perhaps, is something that can be altered for greater capacity, depending on the type. When Gautam needs to get out of a jam, he can do so in a car that can go from 0 to 100 km/h in 5.3 seconds and can reach a top speed of 250 km/h. In addition to its top speed of 250 km/h, it also has an electric driving range of 53 km. Spirit of a Rolls-Royce. When it comes to luxurious automobiles, the Rolls-Royce Ghost is unrivaled. The BMW 7 is Gautam's go-to-ride for professional engagements, but the Rolls-Royce is the vehicle of choice for his countless high-society events. The luxurious vehicle has an estimated price tag of $4.4 billion. Adani's Rolls-Royce Ghost can carry up to 5 passengers in luxury thanks to its spacious cabin-style seats and otherworldly amenities. The vehicle can go from 0 to 100 km/h in just 5 seconds thanks to its 6.75-liter V12 twin-turbo engine's maximum torque of 780 Nm and power output of 562 horsepower. Southern California's Ferrari dealership. We checked off the professional and opulent, and now it's time to treat ourselves, and I can't think of anything more enjoyable than a Ferrari supercar. One of Gautam's most prized possessions is his 2008 Ferrari California, and you can't possibly ignore it, if there even is time for that. In fact, it is the fastest sports car in its class, and by a wide margin, the fastest vehicle Gautam owns thanks to its 2 fuel-injected V8 engines, which allow it to accelerate from 0 to 100 km/h in just 4 seconds. The price ranges from $80,000 to $400,000, depending on the dealer, and the car has a retractable hardtop and an aerodynamic body. Helicopters. Back at Gautam's hangar, where we started, the head of commodities has a fleet of helicopters at his disposal. There's a serious explanation for this that has nothing to do with avoiding delays. The kidnapping of Gautam Adani has happened twice. In 1990, the first kidnapping occurred. In 2008, he and a friend were kidnapped and held for ransom, but their situation only worsened when they and hundreds of other guests were taken hostage. Terrorist attacks like the one on the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai would be enough to make anyone afraid to leave home again. And since time is also of the essence, you can see why Adani is so fond of his choppers. Augusta Westland, a W-139, is Adani's primary helicopter. He purchased it in 2011. This helicopter has 2 engines and can carry 15 passengers. Again, the $300,000 price tag on this high-performance helicopter pales in comparison to Gautam's enormous fortune. As an Indian and an investor, Gautam has etched his name into financial annals, and from the looks of things, he could make it all the way to the pinnacle. Is he destined to become the wealthiest man in the world? That is the question on everyone's lips right now. NL.